Madhurani Ganga Madhurani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Hare yato yato yanita to visima. Ayir nisimo hridaye nisimo. Nasrim hamadim saranam prabhadye. Avakar kamala vadekam Adutta Sinkam Lalita Hiranyakasipu Tanabringam Kesavajita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadishare Jaya Jagadishare Jaya Jagadishare The Lordships C.C. Gaur Nitai Ki Jai.
Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Rama, Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Okay, introduction prayer, page 1. Om Jana Dharmakasya Yana Jana Chalakya Chakrasrita Yena Tasme Shurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manavishtam Savita Yena Mutale Swayam Rupa Kara Mayam Narati Sva Arantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Sapada Kamala Shri Guna Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupa Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathavitam Tasadeva Savitam Savitam Haryajana Savitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Samadana Lalita Sri Krishna Vitascha Hey Krishna Krishna Sindhu Banda Vidapate Kapisha Topika Kantara Kantara Namaste Tapa Kanchana Korati Radhe Vishwavasare Vishwavana Vishite Devi Brahmani Hare Priye Vatsa Kapata Vishya Vitasya Vishya Padikana Bhavanayo Vaishnavayo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudeva Govinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Let's see here, take the left off. Chapter 3, Karma Yoga. We'll be starting at verse 33. We'll be doing 11 verses. We'll read the Sanskrit and the translation, and we'll go back to the first verse and read it before. This way we hear the entire Bhagavad Gita in 3 months' time. So starting at text 33. Sadrashram Chesate Swasyaha Prakiryanavamati Prakrityanayanti Bhutani Nigrahakim Karishyati. Translation: even a man of knowledge acts according to his own nature. For everyone follows his nature. What can repression accomplish? Text 34. Text 34. Indriyasindriyastate Radadvesho Vyavastasho Tayamanasyamadhyagachit Toyasya Pradhanam No. Translation: attraction and repulsion for sense objects are felt by embodied beings, but one should not fall under the control of senses and sense objects because they are stumbling blocks on the path of self-realization. Text 35. Shreya Swadharma Viguna Padharma Swanustita Swadharme Nidhanam Shreya Pradharma Bhayavaha. Translation: it is far better to discharge one's prescribed duties, even though they may be faulty, than another's duties. Destruction in the course of performing one's own duty is better than engaging in another's duties, for to follow another's path is dangerous. Text 36. Arjuvacha Takina Priyatoya Papam Charati Purusha Translation: Arjuna said, O descendant of Vishnu, what is one impelled to sinful acts, even unwillingly, as if engaged by force? Text 37. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Kamahesha Krudesha Rajaguna Samudbhava Mahasana Mahapadma Vidhinam. The blessed Lord said, "It is lust only, Arjuna, which is born of contact with the material modes of passion, and later transformed into wrath, and which is the all-devouring sinful enemy of the world." Text 38. Yate vanir, yate darsham malincha, yato bhavato sarvas, tatat arhatam. Translation. As fire is covered by smoke, as the mirror is covered by dust, or as the embryo is covered by the womb, similarly the living entity is covered by different degrees of this lust. Text 39. Artyam yana mitana yanina nitya varina brahma rupena kutenya dispurinavanesha. Translation. Thus man's pure consciousness is covered by his internal enemy in the form of lust, which is never satisfied and which burns like fire. Text 40. Indrayani manavidir asya siddhanam uchyate vitarvinamayate isha yanamavitaryanam. Translation. The senses, the mind, and the intelligence are the sitting places of this lust, which veils the real knowledge of the living entity of the golden sun. Text 41. Tasmatvam indriyanyado niyamya paratarshava pamanam parcharinam jnana vidyam vashanam. Translation. Therefore, Arjuna, best of the Bharatas, in the very beginning, curb this great symbol of sin, lust, by regulating the senses, and slay this destroyer of knowledge and self-realization. Text 42. Indrayani paranyahu, indrayaya paramana, panasastu parabudir, yogude paratastu saha. Translation. The working senses are superior to dull matter. The mind is higher than the senses. Intelligence is still higher than the mind. And the soul is even higher than the intelligence. Text 43. Ivam Buddhe Param Buddha Samsavyatmanam Atmanam Jahi Shastrum Mahabhaho Kamarupa Virastaram. Translation. Thus, knowing oneself to be transcendental to material senses, mind, and intelligence, one should control the lower self and the higher self, and thus by spiritual strength, conquer this insatiable enemy known as lust. Text. We'll just end there for tonight. We'll start chapter 4 tomorrow night. We'll go back to text 33. Translation. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Even a man of knowledge acts according to his own nature. For everyone follows his nature. What can repression accomplish? Purport. Unless one is situated in the transcendental platform of Krishna consciousness, he cannot get free from the influence of the modes of material nature. As confirmed by the Lord in the 7th chapter, 7:14, therefore, even for the most highly educated person on the mundane plane, it is impossible to get out of the entanglement of Maya simply by theoretical knowledge or by separating the soul from the body. There are many so-called spiritualists who outwardly pose to be advanced in science, but inwardly are completely under the particular modes of nature, which they are unable to surpass. Academically, one may be very learned, but because of his long association with material nature, he is in bondage. Krishna consciousness helps one to get out of this material entanglement, even though one may be engaged in his prescribed duties. Therefore, without being fully in Krishna consciousness, no one should suddenly give up his prescribed duties and become a so-called yogi or transcendentalist artificially. It is better to be situated in one's position and to try to attain Krishna consciousness under superior training. Thus one may be freed from the clutches of Maya. Even a man of knowledge acts according to his own nature, for everyone follows his nature. What can repression accomplish? We were given this nature by our past actions. We have desires that we've come into this life with, that we're following because of our past actions. Because of the karma. In many ways that we are powerless to these desires. This is what guides us. This is what leads us in life. Where your desire is where you go. That's where it's particularly Krishna's mercy for one to desire to come to the temple. It's definitely in Krishna's mercy for one to read the Bhagavad Gita, to desire to read it. One should not, every man of knowledge acts according to his own nature, for everyone follows his nature. My mind just went blank on me. I'm sorry. But it's through our desires that we're following. And it's important when Krishna consciousness that we're purifying these desires. In like Buddhism, they're trying to be rid of all desires. Get rid of all desires. Become zero. Krishna consciousness is not about getting rid of all desires. It's about transforming our desires. About putting our desires in the right place. When we're desiring material things and going after these material things, that's just continually entangling us into this material world. Krishna is so merciful, he's trying to fulfill all of our desires. So he's trying to give us all of our desires. And the only way to do that is through, this material world. It's this application of karma, It's karma is just a result of your actions. It's just a debt to be paid. If you're telling Krishna over and over again that I desire money, I desire, sex, I desire food, I desire this, I desire that, I desire, he's out there, trying to fulfill those desires, but that's just entangling you into this material mode of nature. In ignorance, you're forgetting Krishna in this process. You're chasing after these empty desires. You think that it's that you're getting fulfillment out of it, but it's not. It's empty. You think you're getting happiness out of it, but it's just very temporary happiness. You grab it and it's gone. It's already gone. You got to do it over again. Man, that happiness went quick. Every single time you grab a hold of it, it's gone. It's got to be an easier way. All the schemes that we go through. Just to live life in this material world in the present day. You got to go through school to get an education. Then you got to graduate and maybe college. You know, if you really want the nice, pristine jobs, you got to work for somebody. All this just to satisfy the senses, just to get food on the table, you know, food in your belly and a roof over your head. Man, just so many schemes that we have to go through. And even after all this, even after chasing these schemes, you know, they say, get a good education, you know, get a good job, have a good career, have a good wife and kids, have a nice home. Even after all this, people are still unsatisfied. Everyone's chasing the American dream, but no one's satisfied. You have movie stars out there, actors, you know, musicians that have name, wealth, fame, and prestige. They're unhappy. You know, it's just a common thing in Hollywood and, you know, especially the music industry is sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Oh wait, you already have money. You already have everything around you. Why do you need drugs? Because they're not happy. They're trying to use the drugs because even though they have everything around them, they're still not happy. They're looking for more. Why you see these extreme sports these days? I mean, you got to be rich to, you know, go out skydiving, you know, on a regular basis, or bungee jumping, or cliff diving. You know, you have to have that free time, you know, and money and resources to be able to go out and do those things and take that risk. But they're doing it because they're bored. They're looking for fulfillment somewhere. So all the time in this material world, everywhere you look, everyone's looking for this fulfillment, looking for this happiness, looking for this joy that we're looking for it all in the wrong places. You know that song that goes, you know, looking for love in all the wrong places. We're looking for God in all the wrong places. We're looking for love in all the wrong places. We're looking for joy in all the wrong places. Krishna consciousness is where it's at. Bhakti yoga, performing prescribed duties, performing your sadhana, chanting the Lord's holy names, following the instructions of the Guru, doing your service, all these things become very fulfilling. So fulfilling. And it's not an empty fulfillment. It's not something that you just grab and poof, it's gone. It continues to build and grow in you. That's the beauty of it. When one gets through the purification, gets enough purification and has the devotion grow in them, you'll find that you're actually able to taste that nectar that you keep hearing about. And it's wonderful. Purely amazing. Because I myself used to do a lot of drugs in the past. I used to drink a lot of alcohol, smoke a lot of weed. I mean, I used to deal weed at one time. You know, it wasn't uncommon for me to go through a quarter pound of weed a month just by myself, just smoking away, you know, joint after joint, bong hit after bong hit, dropping acid, you know, and you know, there was a time in my life that I didn't know I wouldn't know what to do if I didn't have that weed by me. If if I didn't have that alcohol nearby, if I didn't have that cigarette nearby. You know, there was a time in my life I didn't know how to live without it. But it was all empty, because I had to keep going back for more. And when I ran out of money, or, you know, the dry spell hit, oh man, I was in so much misery. Oh, whew. So much misery, because man, I wanted that stuff so bad. But that's poison. It's poison in the material world. It tastes so good momentarily, then it just turns into poison. In Bhakti Yoga, devotional service, it'll taste bitter at first. It'll taste bitter at first. But if you give it time, be patient, be sincere. Perform your sadhana, chant your 16 rounds, engage in as much service as you possibly can, wear yourself out, over and over. Begin to develop a taste. Probably yes. Kirtan for her.
Basically, she wants to buy the samples.
That's
Just up to set.
Yes, Saptarishi.
Just have it set up for us so we can do all that.
Can you do it for me?
I don't even know what's happening.
Can you get us up to set when the time comes? After. Otherwise, I'll tell her.
Well, just have it set together so I don't get confused or mixed up. I get easily confused.
Oh, do you want me to wrap it with a ribbon?
See if there's one somewhere.
I don't think we have any. I don't think we have any ribbons that are stretchy enough for.
No problem. Just you get a bunch of loops.
Okay.
So if you guys are down, then just do a short kirtan with her, sell her the books, and you can put the books on her car and do the kirtan.
Okay.
And then she'll take the books back and she'll take it herself.
She's coming here.
That's the idea.
They're coming here.
So have it
Right now.
Yeah.
Prabhu, we got a class that we got.
No, at the end of class.
Oh.
Forgive us, the temple president is interrupting our class.
This is about book distribution.
But it's important.
It is
About
important.
book
I'm
distribution.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Is it okay with you guys?
Yeah, I'm okay with
Yeah,
that.
it's okay.
Okay.
So yes, we're going to be distributing books after class. A whole stack of books.
Jai.
Doing kirtan. Oh, isn't that joyful? And as I was saying, devotional service, and seva, chanting the holy names starts becoming pure nectar, becomes fulfilling. You could put all a lifetime supply of weed in front of me, a lifetime supply of alcohol in front of me, and say, here, you want to trade this for the mantra? Absolutely not. I don't even want that stuff no more. It's at one time, I didn't know how to live without it. Now I look back at it, and it's just like, that's just pure poison. Just pure trash. Any questions or comments?
Krishna consciousness might be all right for you because that's your nature, but it's not my nature. Krishna consciousness seems foreign to me. I don't get any satisfaction out of it.
Oh, seems foreign to you. Interesting. Well, God attracts people in different ways. You're, studying your religious beliefs, whether you're Christian or Islam or Jewish. God attracts people in many different ways. I'm not here to convert the entire world to Christian consciousness. I'm just here to tell people to have a closer relationship with God. Bring Him close to you. Or whatever religion that you're following. If God wanted everyone to be in one set religion, there would only be one religion. But I see that He has attracted people in so many different ways all over the world. His mercy is unlimited. Krishna consciousness for me, that's where it's at. If it's not attracting you, there's nothing I can really do about that. I just pray to Krishna, ask Him for your mercy. Any other questions or comments? Let's see here. We go down to text 34. Translation. Attraction and repulsion for sense objects are felt by embodied beings, but one should not fall under the control of sense and sense objects because they are stumbling blocks on the path of self-realization. Report. Those who are in Krishna consciousness are naturally reluctant to engage in material sense gratification, but those who are not in such consciousness should follow the rules and regulations of the revealed scriptures. Unrestricted sense enjoyment is the cause of material engagement. But one who follows the rules and regulations of the revealed scriptures does not become entangled by the sense objects. For example, sex enjoyment is a necessity for the conditioned souls, and the sex enjoyment is allowed under the license of marriage ties. For example, according to scriptural injunctions, one is forbidden to engage in sex relationships with any woman other than one's wife. All the women are to be considered as one's mother. But in spite of such injunctions, a man is still inclined to have sex relationships with other women. These propensities are to be curbed, otherwise they'll be stumbling blocks on the path of self-realization. As long as the material body is there, the necessities of the material body are allowed, but under rules and regulations. And yet we should not rely upon the control of such allowances. One has to follow those rules and regulations unattached to them, because practice of sense gratification under regulations may also lead to one to go astray. As much as there is always a chance of an accident even on the royal roads, although they may be very carefully maintained, no one can guarantee that there will be no danger even on the safest road. The sense enjoyment spirit has been current a very long time, owing to material association. Therefore, in spite of regulated sense enjoyment, there is every chance of falling down. Therefore, any attachment for regulated sense enjoyment must be avoided by all means. But actions in the loving service of Krishna detaches one from all kinds of sensory activities. Therefore, no one should try to be detached from Krishna consciousness at any stage of life. The whole purpose of detachment from all kinds of sense attachment is ultimately to become situated on the platform of Krishna consciousness. Yeah, sense objects. Material enjoyment and sense objects, these things are just binding us to this world. Every time we try to indulge in our senses in this material world, it's like, putting on another link in the chain. It's like tying another rope around ourselves, and tying us to this material world. The more we engage in the sense objects, the more that we're being bound to this world. Krishna consciousness and devotional service, bhakti yoga, that's what frees us. Through purification, doing our sadhana, chanting our rounds, listening to the kirtan, seeing the deities, all these things are purifying. All these things are breaking these chains that we've bound ourselves into through our sense, through enjoying our senses. And the more that we engage in devotional service, the more that we're breaking free from these what's chaining us to this material world. And the more that we begin to start wrapping ourselves around with ropes of love around Krishna and binding ourselves to Krishna. So that's the choices that we have in life. We can either indulge in our senses and be bound to this world, or give up these sense enjoyments and use it in Krishna service and be bound to Krishna. Because all these material things, they're empty. It's a fleeting moment. Like I was saying, fleeting moment. You just when you get that little bit of happiness, poof, it's gone. One can become the world's smartest person, go to all the greatest universities, get the Nobel Peace Prize. Might be a little satisfaction in that, but death comes. You can't take that with you. You gotta start over. You be the world's best athlete. Be working out in the gym your entire life. Be at the top of your field. Win numerous gold medals in the Olympics. In the end, death comes, that stays here. Can't take that with you, you gotta start over. Wealth, you can be the world's richest person. Buy all these, be a multi-billionaire, buy businesses and, trade stocks and whatnot, and indulge in your sense gratification all you want. But death comes. All that wealth stays here. You can't take it with you. There's only one real thing that you can invest into, and that's Krishna. Because there's nothing that can diminish what you've already put in. Nothing. Even chanting one time, that stays with you. Saying his name just one time, that stays with you. What more is if you actually walk into a temple? That's a mercy. Seeing the deities, that's a mercy. That stays with you. All these things accumulate, all these things grow with you. They don't diminish. Investing into Krishna is the best investment you can make in life. Because it doesn't go away. It doesn't disappear. It doesn't end when life ends. It continues on. Everything else is an illusion. Because it stays here. You die, it's gone. You can't take it with you. None of it. Wealth, fame, prestige. Can't take any of it. You have, some of these rich people that, will actually pay good money to have their bodies frozen after they die in hopes that one day science will be able to bring them back in the future. That's just throwing away money. People try to find all kinds of ways to scheme to try to defeat death, but death always comes. It's one sure thing in life. As soon as you're conceived, death is coming. As soon as you die, birth is coming. Any questions or comments? Move on to text 35. It is far better to discharge one's prescribed duties, even though they may be faulty, than another's duties. Destruction in the course of performing one's own duty is better than engaging in another's duties, for to follow another's path is dangerous. Report. One should therefore discharge his prescribed duties in full Krishna consciousness rather than those prescribed for others. Prescribed duties complement one's psychophysical condition under the spell of the modes of material nature. Spiritual duties are as ordered by the spiritual master for the transcendental service of Krishna. But both materially or spiritually, one should stick to his prescribed duties even up to death, rather than imitate another prescribed duties. Duties on the spiritual platform and duties on the material platform may be different, but the principle of following the authorized direction is always good for the performer. When one is under the spell of the modes of material nature, one should follow the prescribed rules for a particular situation and should not imitate others. For example, a Brahma who is in the mode of goodness is non-violent, whereas a Kshatriya who is in the mode of passion is allowed to be violent. As such, for a Kshatriya, it is better to be vanquished following the rules of violence than to imitate a Brahmin who follows the principles of non-violence. Everyone has to cleanse his heart by a gradual process, not abruptly. However, when one transcends the modes of material nature and is fully situated in Krishna consciousness, he can perform anything and everything under the direction of the bona fide spiritual master. In that complete stage of Krishna consciousness, a Kshatriya may act as a Brahma, or a Brahma may act as a Kshatriya. In the transcendental stage, the distinctions of this in the material world do not apply. For example, Vishvamitra was originally a Kshatriya, but later on he acted as Brahman, whereas Parashurama was a Brahma, but later on he acted as a Kshatriya. Being transcendentally situated, they can do so. But as long as one is on the material platform, he must perform his duty according to the modes of material nature. At the same time, he must have a full sense of Krishna consciousness. Perform your duties. On the material mode, can you imagine a plumber trying to do heart surgery? Doesn't really compute, does it?
Heart surgery is a kind of plumbing.
Was that? Yeah, heart surgery kind of plumbing. Or a heart surgeon working on a vehicle.
Yeah.
How about a nun on the battlefield? Yeah, all those things just don't compute on the material platform. But as I was saying, in Krishna consciousness, one could be a Kshatriya, one could have been a soldier. As they come to the platform of Krishna consciousness, perform their prescribed duties, they can actually transform from a Kshatriya into a Brahmana, or Brahmana into a Kshatriya. However they wish to, they're meant to serve Krishna. however the spiritual master directs them. Move on to text. Yes, Prabhu.
In this verse, Krishna's saying that here Lord Krishna is saying that Krishna knows Arjuna better than Arjuna knows himself. Because whatever you do, whatever your occupation is, there's some fault. The time will come and you have to do something that you don't want to do. Krishna says that despite that, you have to do your duty. That will make you pious. That will make you pleasing to me. So even though sometimes a Kshatriya has to kill somebody he doesn't want to kill, still he should not refrain from his duty and give it up and go to the forest. Going to the forest is not Arjuna's nature. Krishna knows that, and he's telling Arjuna that your nature is to fight. So if you fight for me, you will attain perfection. And also a Brahmin sometimes has to kill animals in sacrifice. Still, he has to do his duty. Sometimes a Vaishya has to speak lies in order to do business, saying, "My dear customer, for you I don't make any profit." But one should know that without a profit, a Vaishya or a businessman cannot exist. He has to make a profit. So this is simply lying, but sometimes lies are necessary. Sometimes in the dire circumstances, he has to do business on the black market. And a Shudra sometimes has to serve a harsh master, but still, yes, Shudra should not give up his service to his master. If he serves his master faithfully, then he's glorified. So in any occupation, there are faults, there are sometimes things that we don't want to do. Sometimes doing our duty in winter is difficult. Sometimes cooking in the kitchen in summer is difficult. Sometimes in the winter it's difficult to take a cold shower in the morning. But still, those who follow our religious principles have to do the duty besides all difficulties. One other thing, recently on India's news, the country of Pakistan, there is a Supreme Court judge who has found out that this person was an imposter who never even went to law school, but he presented himself as a high court judge, and he was serving this way for years and years until he was finally discovered that he's a fraud.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. He'd probably make a great politician now. Yes, thank you for those words of wisdom there. Let's see here, verse 36. Arjuna said, "O descendant of Vrishni, by what is one impelled to sinful acts, even unwillingly as if engaged by force?" Purport. The living entity, as part and parcel of the Supreme, is originally spiritual, pure and free from all material contamination. Therefore, by nature, he is not subjected to the sins of the material world. But when he is in contact with material nature, he acts in many sinful ways without hesitation, and sometimes even against his will. As such, Arjuna's questions to Krishna is very sanguine as to the perverted nature of the living entities. Although the living entity sometimes does not want to act in sin, he is still forced to act. Sinful actions are not, however, impelled by the supersoul within, but are due to another cause, as the Lord explains in the next verse. continually preach that we're helpless.
Okay.
Oh, our class will be ending here in a few minutes, and we'll be helping you out with the books. In about 3 minutes, I'm about to wrap up the class. We're going to go ahead and wrap up the class for this evening. We got some guests that, we're distributing some books to. Hare Krishna. But Baba Gita Ki Jai.
So here it is. I heard that you wanted to put it up. You want me to carry it? Okay. I want to put it on your car. So we're just gonna find a cloth so that the books don't get dirty. Guys. Yeah, for sure. There's not books in the set. Let me check on here. You know what you've done in the hot room? All the bottom? Yeah, I keep the bottom like the handles. Okay, yeah, sure. We just can't bother with it. We just can't bother with it. Okay, I think this is gonna tell them this. But I'll check to see. I'll look for.
Oh, Wichita, oh. Yeah, or you try to already put to bed. No, sorry. Yeah, you in town? Are you gonna be in town tomorrow? Oh. Yeah, generally the curtains close right about 8 o'clock tonight. Yeah.
Found them? So you want to take pictures on the car? So I heard that you want to put it on your car and take a picture of it. Oh, okay. Okay, well, let's do it. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day. Did you talk on the phone with a man? Yeah, give me a second. What's your name? Rita.
Oh, we were also expecting someone else to come, you know, that was going to get a stack
That's
of
what I
books.
was doing.
Yeah. We thought you were that person. Well, yeah, thank you for, taking a look. See what you caused, Prabhu. You weren't able to distribute any books at the plaza. Now everyone's coming here.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you for your donation. And then, did you guys order some books earlier?
Would you like some books?
Oh, really? What language do you speak? We got about this one is $10. Yeah, we have a card.
Cash app?
You said card? Yeah. Okay, so he had, Montgomery sent you some books on your phone.
On my phone.
Yeah.
With the card?
Yeah, for the
Uh,
card.
where do you do that?
I'll do it for you. That would be nice. Alright, so. What's up? Yeah, let's do that. So we're doing an email account for our donations. It's info at RBC.
Okay, well, that's fine. Yeah, thank you, Hare Krishna.
Bless your heart. Thank you so much. What's your name? Deja? Howard. Jesus Christ. Okay, thank you so much for your donation. No, he's about the ocean, Okay, well, I'm gonna go give this to my boss. And, yeah, you guys can stay as long as you want. We close in like 30 minutes, so. Whole time. You want to get some prasadam before we leave? Yeah. I'm gonna give this to my wife.
Okay.
If you want, I can give them some, but.
Yeah, let me see what we got. I'll see if I bring it,
Hare Krishna. So, thank you for your donation. So Teja. Teja or Teja?
Teja.
Teja? Okay. Teja, so what we do here at RBC is we like to, first for like our maintenance, we sell books to random people on the street, you know, to Hindu societies, to a bunch of people. Anyone who will take a book, we sell them. And what we want, my boss just asked me if I could get your contact number so that when we have any opportunities to like sell books to other people, like you can sell them to other people. You know what I mean? And this is your girlfriend?
No, friends with her.
Oh, I'm sorry. So this is your sister. We actually have a ladies Sankirtan group, which also distributes books. So if you want, and if she wants, you can join that group, and then you'll get information about like when they're distributing books, what they're doing, the events that are happening, all these things. And then we can give you information about what we're doing, like when we go on Harinam, we're going to the plaza, we distribute books there. So if you're interested in something like that, you can participate too. So what do you think?
Let's do it with your last name. Where you came from.
Oh, okay. What? Oh my God, that's a 3-hour drive.
Actually,
Oh my
But you
God.
can't sleep.
I'm sorry. We can't open it. They're sleeping now. Sorry. But you can take here. Prabhupada is just as good as Krishna. So I'll get you some flowers, and you can offer a flower to Prabhupada.
yeah.
And that's even better than just seeing the deities,
Yeah.
because you're actually doing some service. I'll get you a flower. Did you get your flower yet?
Not yet. Okay, we'll do.
Oh, flowers, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there you go. Prabhupada, for you. Now, you know what? Offer something to the deity.
Yeah.
3 times.
Yeah.
And then you can put it right here, where his lotus feet is.
Thank you so much for your.
All about Shri Krishna.
Yeah. Of course, keep them looking.
Yeah, he's waiting. So we're waiting on some people right now, but is there anything else I can do for you? Sorry about that. Yeah, we have a Sunday feast actually.
Okay.
Every Sunday, It's the famous Hare Krishna Sunday feast. It's the, here it starts from at 4 o'clock in the afternoon is when it starts. And the curtains will be open until 4:45. So if you get here at 4, you'll have 45 minutes to look at the deity, pray to the deity, and meditate. Yeah.
Sunday. Thank you so much, Donna.